Welcome back. Welcome back to another edition of Solo Brawl Highlights. Today I gotta, talk about the Brawl Stars situation right now. As you guys may know, the Buffies has kind of killed the game a little bit. Although I might admit that it is still playable. Especially for me, I like to play solo, bro. I tell you the straight up, solo showdown is the best mode. Of course, if you have a team, you can have 3 versus 3 strategies, and coming up with all these crazy cheats, and it's, basically you gotta come together, have a coach where you have plays. It's like a sport game, but I like that aspect. But it's hard to get a team like that, organized. But as far as solo, it's a little different. But I want to first talk about the Buffy situation here. How Brawl Stars Supercell has always been about money. It's like money driven. It's not about making the game better, because if they did, they wouldn't have 100 brawlers. It's hard to master the game because now you have to know every brawler's counters, their gadgets, so that, it's like knowing your opponent. If you know your opponent, if you know his tendencies, each brawler's, then you have the ability to master that game by always just being ahead. But yeah, basically, it's not the best game right now because of these factors. They make you always on the grind. They want you to play. And of course, they want to make money, but they got to balance that out by fixing some of the problems, making sure that it's fair, and people have, the game basically upgrades, and the people are satisfied. But apparently it's not like that right now. The situation is not like that. But yeah, I think if you look at the Supercell owners, they kind of look a little bit of that, free spirit, new age, demonic. I'm sorry to say, but they have. I don't know if they have the light. You know what I mean? You can tell by what they're doing to the game. I wish it was like Street Fighter back in the days. You have about 15 characters you gotta master, and then the game just gets good because you have to actually have skills and techniques and counters to defeat your opponent. And in Brawl Stars, it's not like that anymore, man. You just get jumped, one-shotted, just sneak up on you and just kill you. And sometimes that's not really fun, especially 3 versus 3. If you got bad randoms, dude, it's like you win and you lose. You win, you lose. You win, you lose. Come on, I'm not playing that game. If I'm going to be hunting for trophies, I'm going to solo, because that's the easiest way for you to gain trophies, period. In solo, you can do camping, you can do teaming. Every game has a story. And sometimes you go too aggressive, sometimes you go too light. But when you get to the 1,000 match, you better play your best game, position yourself. And it's like a war. You need allies, you need teaming, and you need to be not ballsy, thinking that you're not afraid of anybody, overconfident and cocky, and then you get shot, because you're gonna always have a counter. Two guys jumping at you, 3 guys cornering you, you're gonna always be humbled. And so solo is the best mode, man. It's just so fun when you position yourself and you do smart tactics and survive. And you can go on a mean streak like that, fourth place, third place, first place, second place. It doesn't matter as long as you're getting trophies and you're keeping that streak alive. That's what I'm talking about, guys. That's how you make lots of trophies. That's how you're gonna make, you know, useful, useful spending. Not like a little kid. As soon as a new brawler comes out, you just, put use all your resources and money, level them up to level 9 or level 8 or level 7, and then all your brawlers are at level 7 or 8 or 9. You can't get them to 11 because why? You're spending your money. You're too you don't know how to save basically, and you're spending a lot of time, spending, 3 versus 3, like I've been saying. So the key, guys, is if you guys want a lot of trophies, a lot of coins, lots of skins, lots of star power, everything, go to solo and then save your money, and then think about the next brawler you want to master, because that's exciting. That's like now learning this brawler. Like I said, if you want to master the whole game, you got to know 100 brawlers like that. You got to learn to use them, not just know them. You got to experience them. That's what I'm saying. And so, you save your money, and then what I like to do is just upgrade them immediately because I have enough money saved up. And then now you play them at your full potential instead of always being kind of weak and not at your best, always afraid. And so that's what you do, guys. Put them at max rank, max tier 11, and then you play them, and then you practice with them from, until like 800. You just practice. No, if you're in a hurry, you want to grind and get coins, yeah, you can play safe, definitely, but that's not how you learn, though, camping all day. You got to learn to maneuver, have techniques and practice your skills. That's what it comes down to, mastery, right? And then after about 800 to 1,000, yeah, you show me what you got. Play your best game. Look for the matches, calculate, do what you got to do. And then once you get to 1,000, for me, that's enough where I'm kind of sick of that brawler after a week or so. Been playing him a lot. These days, I admit, I play Rough a lot. I play Finks. I like them because I'm learning how to play them, and it's, I like shooters. I like technical aiming shooters. Well, I do auto aim a lot, and whenever they chasing me, I always auto aim. Well, I wouldn't say auto aim a lot, but basically you got to learn to auto aim. You got to obviously learn to aim too, but people think that auto aiming is not it's not for experts. Nah, you got to learn to auto aim, bro. Anyways, so like I was saying, solo showdown, get your trophies. If you're in a grind, I will tell you the blueprint. Just from 1 to maybe 4 or 500. You're just dominating. Just play your game. And then you got to start camping, man. That's it. Start playing safe, teaming, circle. The first thing you see when you encounter an opponent, use first circle. Give them a check mark. And then you see their reaction, and then kind of stay distance, even though they agreed, to team with you. But this game, you're gonna always have backstabbers, so you don't trust anybody. Protect yourself at all times. And then, depending on what he does, let's say that an enemy comes to you and then he protects you, what do you have to do now? Of course, now you trust him. So now you guys can go close together, side by side, just dominating people. That's what solo is. And if you don't know how to spin, if you don't know how to spray or use your pins, I mean, you're pretty much like a robot. You gotta have some personality, some gamemanship, sportsmanship, and at the end, the showdown, yeah, he might go into that poison and say, "Check mark. Hey, good game, buddy. Thanks for saving my life." And that's what solo is. Is every game has a story. Every game has a story, and it's just fun. After you die, you play again. That's why this game is so addicting. You're playing against live players. You're playing a game where it's basically like hide and seek, but hide and kill. It's fun. It's a fun game. And then after you die, you play right back. You don't need to wait. There's no ads. I appreciate that from Supercell, definitely. But yeah, man, these guys, game makers, I think they're kind of like, I don't want to say demonic, but you know, I don't know. Just look at them. You see the fruits, man. I don't know what kind of drug they on, but definitely they want you to grind, man. They want you to grind. They want your money, and they want you to keep playing that game, even with all these bogus updates. But I'm not too worried about them. I'm just gonna maybe possibly master a few brawlers like Mortis, Stu, Max, Colt. And with Max and Colt, man, you gotta learn to aim. I try to eliminate the right side and always aim left, move right, and it's been working these days. It's better to aim and then try to shoot where you're gonna predict their movement. When you're gonna follow their movement, you're gonna be using auto aim. But when they're moving, yeah, it's Colt and Max. These brawlers are really hard to master, I must say, very hard. I think Piper will be the best to master because obviously she has the longest range, and with her pushback gadget, she can possibly take on anybody. But like I said, you don't see a lot of great Piper players or Colt or even Max, because it's like I said, the aiming part is difficult. You're gonna have basically an auto aim brawler like Maple. He'll just three shot you, and you'll die. And so, it's hard to play these brawlers, but like I said, mastering the brawlers, it will be probably my last step after I master everybody. But right now, I got about, I would say, half 50 at max tier 11. Got about 65K trophies. And yeah, I got all the gadgets and star powers, at least two gadget. No, I'm sorry, two gears for about 50. Yeah. And the next brawler I really want to master is probably gonna be another shooter, cause I'm not working on the throwers right now. That's after this part. All the long range I've been doing, Gus. I've been doing Bell. Just these long range shooters, because I like to play one on one, and usually on an open map like that, the long range player or brawler is gonna win. And so this is the skill part I'm talking about. You're not just playing kit all day, having fun, but wasting time because you're not learning any skills. Sure, there are some skills involved, timing and things like that, but technically shooting, this is the game. If you have the longest range and the fastest and the strongest, most likely you're gonna win. And so, yeah, I would say the first step is save up your coins, focus on one brawler at a time, And once you master them, you want to master everyone. And then you want to have your main three that you really master and really get good at. And so that's it for today. I hope you guys have a great day. And thanks for tuning in. See you next time.